Our glamping adventures continue, and today we are at Chiefswood Park, and we're in the National Historic Site, and this is just one of the things that you can do and visit while you're here on site, either glamping or camping, or maybe you're staying in one of the beautiful cabins. You can also come here for the day. It's got such a beautiful range of activities. We're going to be exploring some of those, but first, we are in this incredibly old home from the 1800s. Whitley's been taking me for a tour, and right now I'm going to try something called corn pounding.
Yes.
Okay,
So,
explain what I'm doing here.
I would like you to grab 2 of the cobs and rub them against each other until you feel like you have enough. And once you have enough, you can put it into the base here, and then you can start pounding away.
Whoa, it's messy. I'm being messy. Okay, let's try that.
Perfect.
Does this have a name?
Just a corn pounder.
Oh. I have a question.
Yes.
Would this have to be done every single morning?
Every single morning, and just to think that you'd have to feed a village of like 400 people. So imagine how much you would have to pound every day.
That's a lot of corn, and this is just to make the flour to make bread or anything else that you would put flour in?
You can make bread, you can make mush.
Okay, tell me a little bit about the house and who lived here and kind of what the significance is.
Okay, so this is the house they say that love built, and George Henry Martin Johnson lived here with his wife. She was from England, and her name is Emily Susanna Howells.
Great name.
Yes. So they had 4 children. Their youngest was Pauline Johnson, and she was famous for her poetry and her live performances.
Wow. Okay, and we actually saw some of the bedrooms. We're not going to show you those just for the sake of time, but they are absolutely gorgeous. And Pauline's bedroom, the biggest.
The best.
The best. So people can come here, take a tour, and are there kind of specific days and times that are best to take the tour?
We're open from Tuesday to Sunday from 10 until 3. We have 2 partnerships as well. So we have Six Nations River Rocks is a youth group that promotes the house. They want to put life back into the house, and they want to bring Pauline's poetry back to life. And then we also have Snipe, which is Six Nations investigating paranormal encounters, and they do a Whisper to the Moon paddle. They will raft down the Grand River, and they will come back here and do a paranormal investigation.
Okay, so when you say paranormal investigation, I immediately think ghosts.
Yes, definitely talking to everyone who lived here.
What?
Yes.
Really?
It's an amazing experience, and once I did it, I was scared, but after I did it, it was actually really fun. Yes.
Okay, that's a must-see if you are here. Come to Chiefswood Park. We are going to be exploring all sorts of stuff. We're going to take a look at some, paddling. I was going to say canoeing, but I wasn't canoeing. Kayaking, that's going to be coming up. And the significance of lacrosse. So all of that is coming up, much more on Morning Live. You are joining us now in the ILA. So if you are staying at the park, this is one of the facilities that you can actually come to check out and watch a lacrosse game, because only lacrosse is played here. I'm here with the assistant coach. And why is lacrosse such an important sport in Six Nations?
I feel lacrosse is important because it's entwined in who we are as a people, and being that the tradition goes back so far, like somewhere along the line, every family has had their hand in the game of lacrosse. It's just something very special and sacred to a lot of people.
Well, I was able to experience a bit of a lacrosse game once, and they said it had something to do with creating peace. So instead of fighting a battle, you play a lacrosse game. Yeah,
that is one of the parts of it. It was used to settle disputes, that kind of thing. And the other side of it, it was traditional as a medicine game, done for healing and joy, peace, happiness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I believe like after the lacrosse game, you kind of all get together and you have something to eat and you have something to drink, and it's like a family thing.
Yeah, sometimes it is. And sometimes you just want to get out of there.
Yeah. Sometimes you're like, I won, I'm leaving, goodbye. Tell me about your team. You're the assistant coach of?
The Six Nations Junior B Rebels.
Okay.
And we've had a good season so far. Like, we've actually had a great season. We were able to go 20-0. Right here is our team captain, Tate and Sky. Our president, Scott Miracle.
Oh, nice. So glad they came out to play for us today.
We're fortunate enough to have a perfect season. Hopefully we can go on further and get to the big picture, which is the Founders Cup.
Wow, okay, the Founders Cup. And is that going to be played here?
It's actually going to be held in BC.
Ooh,
so
you have to travel.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Then that's our overall goal.
That's the goal.
Is to win a Founders Cup and bring it back here to Six Nations.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much. This is such a beautiful facility. We've got lots more coming up with our glamping adventures. But for now, I'm going to turn things back inside the studio. Hey, now it is time to talk about accommodations. Where do we sleep when we come to Chiefswood Park? And Becca is joining me. We've got a couple of options, right?
Yes, you do.
So
we do service camping, unserviced camping. We have our glamping units, and we do have 16 cabins that are available for rent.
oh, so this is the glamping, and then
Yes.
there's additional cabins.
Yes, we have two sizes up the hill. We have small and we have large. We have 5 large and 11 small.
Okay.
Along with pet friendlies as well.
Okay, and this is the glamping because it's right by the river.
Yes.
And you have your own fire pit, which Luke will show you shortly. This sleeps 2 people.
Yep, 2 people.
assuming.
Yeah.
Murphy bed, how cool. Comes out of the wall. So you can put it up, take it down whenever you need it. You're fully bug free. I think people probably really appreciate that.
Yeah. And these little huts, they are run off of solar.
Oh, that's cool. So can you have electricity in there then?
Yep, so they do have the light on top, fire alarm, and you can see the plugs from here.
Oh yeah, and they do have that little kind of generator box in there too to plug things in.
Yep, just in case we do have the generator box.
Oh, that's awesome. And so I know people should be disconnecting, but let's
Yeah.
be honest, we don't like to disconnect. But you can have Wi-Fi down here?
I think we're working on getting it put down here, yes.
Oh,
But if
amazing.
you're on the top grounds, it's pretty much throughout the whole park up top.
Okay, so if you're coming with your entire family, a couple people can sleep in the cabin, a couple people can tent out here, and the fire, of course.
Yes. Yeah, every campsite, every cabin, every glamping, they all have their own fire pit. Usually a few Adirondack chairs and a picnic table.
And the services here, you've got lots to do.
Yes, we do.
Like I noticed a kid's playground.
Yep, so we have the playground. We just got a splash pad that started running last summer.
So fun.
Yes, the kids enjoy it all day long.
Yeah. And kayaks.
Yep, there's the kayaks, the canoes, and I think Jody will show you how to do that later.
Yes, yes, I am going to be kayaking. We are going to be continuing our tour of the park. We're going to be taking a look at the Grand River and everything in the area that we have to offer. So make sure you stay with us. There's lots more coming up on Morning Life. How awesome is it to be on the Grand River, which is exactly where we are. Jody, this is so great.
Yes, it's a beautiful day out today as well.
It's amazing.
Lovely.
Tell me a little bit about the Grand.
So the Grand is located here on Six Nations. It goes all the way up to Port Maitland, and we are situated in Six Nations of the Grand. So our part of the land here is a part of the Haldeman Tract. So we were originally given 6 miles on each side of this river, but we only have about 4% of that left today. But that's,
Right.
that's part of the whole
Yeah.
thing. So the Grand River is pretty significant to us, and our part here in Six Nations has the biggest tract of the Carolinian forest, and we have about 80% of Ontario's endangered species in this area here. So there's a lot of chance to see wildlife here when you're on the river, and seen a lot of goose last night, a lot of geeses.
Really?
A lot of ducks, we see turtles here.
Cute.
Lots of cranes, tons of wildlife to see when you're on the river here.
And that's amazing. And this
Yeah.
is something that you can do while you're at the park. I mean, you can rent kayaks, you can rent canoes. What else can you do here? I hear there's archery as well.
Yeah, so we do archery, we do axe throwing. There's a new splash pad that was just installed here. We have a beautiful little playground here, tons of little things to do while you're staying here. We also provide those activities in our tour packages as well. So you know, if you don't feel like organizing all that, you know, I can do that for you.
Oh,
For-
that's amazing.
Yeah, for a low
See?
cost, and I can get you in here and we can do all these activities, have it nice and planned out for you and things like that. Totally up to you guys, but if you wanted to just stay here and be relaxed and, you know, come out for a paddle, that's up to you too.
Beautiful. Now, the Grand River has quite the current, so I would be a little bit nervous to come out. But if I did and I needed rescuing, you could rescue me, right?
Oh yeah, I have my level 1 kayak, but that's all I have right now. I'm working on getting my canoe as well. But all of our instructors here have their,
Fully certified.
yeah, they're fully certified, so they can at least rescue you and get you out of the water safely, hopefully.
Whoa! I'm like acting like I know exactly what I'm doing, but I only kind of know what I'm doing for the most part. Okay, so here at Chiefswood Park, you can stay in one of the beautiful glamping tents. They also have cabins. You can camp on site with your tent, and woo, you can rent a kayak. Luke is secretly hoping that I tip. Let's be honest. All right, well, thanks for having us out, Jody. We've had such a great time here today.
Yes, we're glad to have you. We welcome you to Six Nations, and we hope you guys come back sometime soon.